Hey y'all, I'm back and I'm here to share all the things that I made in the month of March. Now I know I'm a little late, but better late than never, right? So if you're interested in learning about all the things that I was able to accomplish in the month of March, stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, so let's do a little recap. First, one thing that I made was the poof. So the poof I made out of an upholstery fabric that I used to create like a fabric wall in my living room. And so that project was already done by the time we started the last video. Another project that I completed, or maybe you don't know, if you didn't join my live, I did talk about it. I made a little like bucket bag that you can put on your belt. So that's actually right behind me. I'll grab it so you can see. So isn't this super cute? I plan to wear this over like jackets or jeans. A cute white long like button down would be really cute. So it features some hardware. I got some little grommets on here, and then I created like a carrier in order to hold it. And my belt is just a strip, and then I added these little clips to keep it together. So this is my little bucket belt for, I guess is what you can call it. So this is my little bucket belt that I created using the Shimere bag pattern by So Motive Bee. I'll have the link below for the pattern. And if you're interested in the modifications, I also put those below, but there is a sew along so you can see me actually like. Okay, I'm back. I'm still wearing my little bucket bag belt. It's super cute. I'm super excited about it. So another thing that I made in March was this wicked quilt. So this is my quilt. I'm very excited about it. So I've already quilted my block, I guess. And so this is supposed to be inspired by Wicked's Galinda. And I did make her an African American. This is my quilt my way. But this is a pattern that you can purchase. It's a foundational paper piecing pattern that you can purchase online at Joy at Pride and Joy Quilting, sorry. So Pride and Joy Quilting, she makes these cute faces and she has them in a number of colorways. The second one that I'm going to create is in the green colorway for Elphaba. So stay tuned for that, but I'm super excited about this. This was a bit challenging. I did do this over the course of 3 sew-alongs with my friends, and we finally got it done. So I did do all the top stitching or the quilting by myself, but putting the pieces together, we did it online. So if you're interested in watching us struggle through, or mostly me struggle through the quilt, you could check out some of my live sew alongs. Okay, so let's talk about the jacket behind me. That is Nomi 2103, and I actually started working on that coat back at the beginning of February in honor of Black History Month. Sewing up something created by a Black designer, and I really love the direction that's going in. I made a lot of progress in March, but I did not finish it. But I still want to show you where we are, and I hope to finish it by the end of April, although I do have a lot of things on my sewing table right now. All right, so as you can see, I have pretty much all of it created. I have the pockets on here, we have the facing and the upper and under collar on here. The lining is actually attached. It just really needs hemming. So we need to hem the sleeves and we need to hem the bottom, but otherwise, and also attach the collars together. But otherwise, she is pretty much done. She is a beautiful coat and she'll be great for the fall because obviously she will not get worn in the spring. It's already super hot here in Atlanta. Okay, so one of the other things that I made during the month of March was I started working on the prototype for a pattern that I would love to release in the fall. So this pattern would feature 3 different lengths. It would be a midi, a knee length, and a midi length skirt with a panel of pleats on the side. So I have an inspiration. I'll stick it up in the corner, but I did work through my first prototype
so to speak, of my pattern. It does have some work, some modifications that I would love to make, but I did finish the wearable muslin, if you will, of the first iteration of this pattern design. So when I was drafting it or working on it online during a live, someone said they wanted to see me try it on once I got it complete. And I ain't gonna lie, I probably need to lose about 3 more pounds before this fits really well. But anyways, let's try it on for that person. Let's take a look at the skirt that I made as a prototype for my pattern. So I used a pencil skirt pattern and then I created or self-drafted these pleats to go onto the skirt. And someone said they really wanted me to try it on once it's all finished. And so let's do that.
Anyhow, here she is. Here's the pleats. Here's from the back. Here's a view some more. Here's from the side. Cute, right? I definitely plan to wear this out, but you can see where we
Okay.
started.
So before I get into like the last thing, I guess I get into the second to the last thing that I made, at least that I can remember that I made in March. And that was the pink dress. It was a macaw dress, and I'll put the number here because I can't remember what the number was. But I was making it in a hot pink. And this was really one of the reasons why it took me so long to get to this video because I swore I was going to finish it by the end of the month. But honestly, I lost motivation because the fit just wasn't right. And in order for me to get a really good fit, I was going to have to really take apart the bodice. And the bodice was a bit complicated. And so I am unwilling to do that. What I am willing to do is just create like a belt or of some sort to put around the waist to cinch it, um, and make the best of what we got. So without further ado, let's examine the dress, or at least have a closer look of the hot pink dress that I used macaw pattern for, that I didn't quite finish. It really just needs a hem. The zipper needs to be put in properly, and it needs that belt accessory. So
Okay,
let's
so
look at it on the
here
mannequin.
is the dress. You can see it has the keyhole feature, which looking a little bit crazy. It's not. It looks stressed out on camera, please. It has this nice like overhang for your arms. It has like this multi-piece bodice. Looks like that here. And then your arm hangs here, so it's nice off the shoulder. And then here's the back, and it has like this soft curve, which my mannequin is much taller than me, so I have it pinned kind of tight so that you guys can see what it would kind of look like on a body. So that's the dress. I don't even really love pink. This is a nice like hammered satin, heavy satin fabric that was really a joy to sew with. The pattern wasn't too complicated. I would say it is probably a true average pattern because the bodice is a little tricky to construct, but not impossible. I did put bones in all of the seams to help hold it up. But yeah, it's just still too big. I cut the 16. I typically cut a 14, but since I've been gaining so much weight, I decided like, oh, I should probably,
You know, go for a larger size, but that proved to be a bad idea. So she's not finished. She needs a hem. And again, the zipper. I'll probably fix this and she'll be good to go. Okay, so this brings me to the last thing, or actually one of the first things that I made in March, but the last thing that we're going to talk about because I do think we talked about it in the last video. But I had a huge order of like these Chandler fanny packs by Peter Jador that I made. I made some large wristlets, some small wristlets, and like some snap purses, which I don't have photos or video for. But here is one example of what they look like. They were teal on the inside, have a little tag. Very simple. They have to buy their own strap. I don't do straps. So I did make a bunch of these, and or in total there were like 42 items or little accessories that I created for an order earlier in the month of March. So I think that's all here if that's not enough. But stay tuned. I do have my like dandyism slash Met Gala slash Rocktails content coming up. I've already started filming that. And I also have some vacation content coming up because I'm going to Costa Rica and I'm making a couple looks for that. So stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe. And let me know, did you finish all of your ambitious makes for March? And what are you doing in April? Peace.